going to see a ring entrance which has caused much comment and controversy, designed by American TV producers. The fighters are going to come in here, or Naseem anyway, through a mock graveyard. Harmless Halloween fun, or in very poor taste in a dangerous sport like boxing? I'm certainly of the latter view myself. Say to us, don't take it so seriously. You've got to realise Halloween is a big party weekend over here. No correlation should be made between boxing and graveyards. It's all a bit of fun, or is it, Glenn?
Well, certainly, you know, we made our view told we didn't agree with it. I didn't think it was right for a fighter to come through that sort of thing. It's not something that he wants on his mind.
Robe just before that flame went off, I can tell you. They were a little bit worried about it. We've grown used to this kind of thing in Britain. They don't often see this kind of spectacular in the United States. And whatever else you may feel about Prince Naseem Hamed, he does generate heat and electricity. He is, for whatever reason, compulsive viewing.
He is. He's certainly a showman, and there's one skeleton gun bit the dust there. He is. He really is a showman. He loves this sort of thing. You know, it's something different, it's something new. This is the age of entertainment of the show.
And McCullough just trying to keep his concentration. Some of the rival fighters believe that this is all part of a psychological exercise to try to psych them out by Naseem. It takes an eternity.
Well, Chris Eubank had a very similar thing, but it was an Irishman, Steve Collins, which spoiled all the plans there. He could just separate himself from what else was going on, keep his mind on the job. Can Wayne McCullough do that?
Seems to be doing it at the moment. I think sort of forewarned is forearmed in that case. It's the second coming to America then of Prince Naseem Hamed. The first one, a thriller against Kevin Kelly last Christmas. Will we have drama like that tonight? Hamed won't want that kind of a scare. He says it'll be over in 3 rounds. I can do what I like with McCullough. And possibly a little tastelessly saying I'm going to seriously damage him.
Only one space for the somersault into the ring.
I'd say they've sold about 8,000 or 9,000 tickets to this, and it would have been more had he got here earlier. McCullough does not look fazed. Well, whatever you thought of that ring entrance and the graveyard, it did work this time. It didn't work, did it, from a choreography point of view in New York, and that upset Naseem on the way in.
Yes, they got it right this time. Put some big, large explosions, but he's in the ring.
Halloween Fright Night, but who gets the fright?
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, a Hilton Casino Resort, Cedric Kushner Promotions with Mr. Frank Warren, in association with America Presents are proud to bring you the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazard Sr., Chairman Jerry Gormley, Board members Gary Shaw and Stephen Katz, Deputy Commissioner John Greco, timekeeper at the bell Roosevelt Gilbert, counting for the knockdown seconds alternate referee Tony Orlando, physicians at ringside Dr. Dominic Coletta Jr., Dr. Charles Wilson, Dr. Richard Snepper, and Dr. Howard Taylor. This bout is also sanctioned by the World Boxing Organization President Francisco Barcasel, WBO supervisor at ringside, former world champion boxing Hall of Famer Jose Torres. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be John Stewart, Clark Sammartino, and Nelson Vasquez. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action working in his 110th world title belt, Joe Cortez. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver and weighing in at 124 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding 22 victories in 23 bouts, including 14 knockouts, with only 1 loss in his career, and a world title bout. This evening, he is looking for title belt number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, from Belfast, Ireland, here is the challenger, former bantamweight, champion of the world, the pocket rocket, Wayne McCullough. And across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing leopard with Adidas trim and weighing 125 pounds. He brings a perfect professional record to the ring consisting of 30 victories in 30 bouts, including 28 knockouts, 18 KOs in 3 rounds or less. Tonight, he enters the ring looking to once again emerge victorious and demonstrate to all that he is among the best pound for pound in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Steel City of Sheffield, England, presenting the reigning and defending undefeated WBO Featherweight Champion of the World, Prince Naseem.
Well, what an atmosphere here, and a really cosmopolitan one, as you could see. Some boos for Prince Naseem Hamed, principally from the Irish fans.
We went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight.
Come here, Wayne.
Obey my commands at all time. You understand how the challenger? Understand the champion?
I do.
Okay, give me a clean fight. Shake hands, toss him up. Good luck. God bless.
It's an 11th defense of the WBO featherweight title for Prince Naseem Hamed, a second appearance in the United States. McCullough, the former world bantamweight champion. Can he live with Hamed's power? He's never been stopped and he's never been floored. But he's never fought a big puncher like Hamed, a featherweight who hits like a middleweight. And now he's feeling that power for the first time. McCullough says he can set a pace that Hamed will not like. He doubts that Hamed would have the stamina to last 12 rounds at that pace.
Well, what will he make of the style? What will he make of the punching power of Hamed? Can he live with that?
And the experts say that McCullough's style is absolutely tailor-made, Banner, because he likes to come straight in at you and is easy to hit. Might be vulnerable to those huge booming uppercuts.
Well, already Hamed is catching McCullough with punches. McCullough can't get close to him.
Hamed supremely confident, and I think he actually wants to spin this out. He wants to make it happen in the third round, as he's been telling everybody. He often does this. He just soft pedals for a round or two. He's just smiling, leering at McCullough.
But also this works as psychology. The opponent starts to look at him, starts to wonder what he's going to do, and then he comes out with good punches.
Looking at people outside the ring, smiling and clowning. McCullough unable to get in range. McCullough's form has not been good over the last 2 or 3 years. There's a feeling that his career may have already peaked. But at his best, he has a phenomenal work rate. Well, another big punch.
Hamed really taunting him here, just moving around the ring, smiling at him.
Hamed with 30 straight wins and 28 of them by knockout, looking supremely confident. Can McCullough do anything to dent that ring of confidence? Well, he's been caught by a few shots. He hasn't been visibly rocked yet, but Hamed has been in almost arrogant control of this. Well, it must be said, he did what he wanted in that opening round.
Absolutely everything he wanted. Was never under any pressure from McCullough. McCullough just stood off him. He was a little worried because Hamed landed with some good shots right at the start of that round.
Stiff jab like you done with Pedillo, and then hit him with your bomb. Just a little bit, bing, bing, bing.
Despite all the turmoil and everything you've read about that book, The Paddy and the Prince, they've been at each other's throats, but they're working as professionals tonight.
Hit him with the bomb. Deep breathe, relax, right up, right up.
McCullough trying to work inside there, but Hamed easily just swears out the way of the punches.
Unquestionably, Hamed's opening round. Here comes round 2. McCullough based in Las Vegas these days. Can he find any kind of foothold in this at all? Or will it be a ritual Halloween night humiliation by Hamed? It was a fierce right hand from Hamed. McCullough absorbed the punch again. He's reddened around the face already, though.
This is a very relaxed Hamed. He's not really going for it. He's just letting the punches go, just pecking with them, and he's still catching McCullough.
Hamed on the floor, remember, 3 times. Or taking 3 counts on his American debut. Just looking a little more serious here now. McCullough getting a little closer. It's a good jab from him. No knockdown, it was just a slip. The crowd thought that he'd been caught by a punch.
I think the crowd were maybe angry at him, hitting him just as he pushed him down.
And McCullough stepping behind his jab and getting with some body punches. Lovely left hand from Hamed and the right hand too. Clean and fast and from angles that you never expect. He defies the rules, but sometimes he can be phenomenal.
McCullough has to try and keep to a game plan, but it's very hard. What is the game plan against a fighter like Naseem Hamed?
McCullough unable to find any kind of way in with the jab to sustain any sort of pressure. Hamed's blurring hand speed, a constant problem for him. It's another very good punch, but there is a right hand from McCullough, his best so far. Good answer, then he takes an uppercut. Hamed was stung into that, I think. McCullough choosing to stand and trade bravely with Hamed. It heats up in round 2 here.
Well, McCullough's had some success here, but really Hamed's kept his hands down very, very low, and that's why he's taking a few chances, Hamed.
The key thing for McCullough, I think, so far is he is absorbing these punches. That was an interesting second round. McCullough had his moments there.
It was interesting. He did have to take a couple of punches, Hamed, but again, he's very relaxed. He's not really trying full out yet.
You can't keep it, huh? Listen, but you got to keep your hands up. You got to work. You got to work from that peekaboo style, okay? Look at this, man.
Kenny Kroom is the new trainer for Wayne McCullough.
I don't want to get my hands from there with him. I want it straight out and back, okay?
Bit of swelling.
I don't want to be reaching. I don't want to.
Kroom was part of the old team, which was led by Thal Torrance. It's not too big a leap.
Okay? Lot of feints, lot of jabs, lot of feints. Put your foot in the right place. Start dropping that right hand up.
There's the counter, the speed of Hamed, and then quickly out of the way. 2 powerful punches from him, but then had to take that big right hand from McCullough.
This is the round coming up in which Hamed said he would finish the job. Round 3. But the first punch comes from McCullough. Hamed, believe it, will be very determined to make this prediction come true.
Yes, I think he really wants to impress in America. He wants to do it the way he said he's going to do it, and that's the 3rd, so you can expect a big round from him here. He's going to try very hard.
It'll be a psychological barrier pass for McCullough if he gets through this round too. Very smart, slick counter shots from Hamed. But with the right hand, he sometimes can be easy to hit. And there's his answer to say, look, not hurt, even if you thought I was.
And McCullough's doing the right thing. He's trying to come straight back at Hamed if Hamed misses. Got to get Hamed's respect in there.
Slick left hand from Hamed. But McCullough has been operating at world-class level, remember, albeit at lower weights than this. Smart left cross from Hamed.
He's boxing well, and these are powerful punches from Hamed as McCullough comes in.
Coming up towards the last minute of this 3rd round.
McCullough having more success around the body. That is difficult, more difficult for Hamed to move.
Less taunting now and showmanship from Hamed, as if he knows he has to work for it. And that's a terrific right uppercut and a left hand, and here he is getting the punches. Did he touch down there with the gloves? No, he didn't. Not sure there was a punch there anyway. I think he just might have slipped.
It's just off balance there, just trying to move out of the way.
Last few seconds of round 3. Ahmed looks for a big shot, 2 big shots, right on the belly, wanted that prediction, but no, he hasn't done it. So, look at McCullough raising up his arms as if to say, hey, you said round 3, I'm still around.
Well, that's got to be a little psychological battle won for McCullough. He had to be wary about the 3rd round. He's through that now. Will he get any strength from that?
Well, it's a brave effort from Wayne McCullough. Does that have any effect on Hamed? It shouldn't do, should it, really? I mean, it's a bit of byplay, isn't it?
Yes, he's trying to psych an opponent out. He's trying to be very cocky. I don't think he's still boxing well. He's still catching McCullough with good shots. So he'll still be very, very confident. It would have been, I'm sure he would have liked to have done it in that round, but it'll not really worry him. The main thing is that he gets a win.
For McCullough, this is a big chance to get himself right back into the big time. So this is round 4. Ahmed winning everything so far, isn't he, Glenn?
Yes, on my card, he's got it every round. He's winning, but McCullough's still there, still trying to be stubborn and come back at him.
Watch the foot.
Sharp right hand. Oh, and then Hamed arrogantly looked outside of the ring in disdain for the power of the punch. Some fighters might have made him pay for a gesture like that.
Two good left hooks from Hamed in a row, and then a right hand up through the middle.
And although McCullough has stayed on his feet and absorbed these, they have to be having some effect. Hamed is one of the biggest punching featherweights in history. And think back down the years, people like Danny Little, Red Lopez, Zuma Nelson, Sandy Sadler, 1 or 2 others.
McCullough's still there, trying to come forward, take the fight to Hamed, trying somehow to knock him out of his rhythm.
Looking for that corkscrew right uppercut that he loves so much, Hamed, there. McCullough, though, has a focus about him in this fight, doesn't he? Looks very, very determined. Not just here for the payday, he wants this. Whether he can get it is quite another matter, of course.
Well, he's trying hard. He's took some decent punches. Another good left hook from Hamed, but he's still there, McCullough, still trying to come forward.
And is Hamed starting to think now, well, I've hit him with some really big shots, and he's still around?
I don't think that will really be playing about his mind yet. It's still early. He's still having a lot of success in there.
McCullough must be wishing he just had a bit more of a dig. Just can't nail him. He's as slippery as an eel. Hamed. And he continues to land most of the punches that matter. The Atlantic City Convention Center, great
He couldn't
arena.
do that with you.
Still
Don't give
looks
him no
calm,
free shots at all.
collect. He's doing as he wants. He's in a nice rhythm, dancing around the ring, picking the punches. Occasionally has to take one, but he's not too disturbed.
Don't worry, Brian. No, you're all right. No, you're all right. But break him up with a jab. Like you're doing with it. Break him up, break him up. Then you'll hit him.
Break him up with the jab. I think they want the tactics he used against Jose Badilla, which I thought was his best performance.
I think it was too. He worked very well. He was very careful, worked behind his jab. Just still showing a bit too much contempt for Wayne McCullough. But when he does settle down and get to his boxing, he can do that as well, Hamed.
Here's round 5. No knockdown so far. And it's not often you can say that in a Naseem Hamed fight. He scored 53 already in his career. He's won every world title fight within the scheduled distance. Nobody's taken him 12 rounds since Vincenzo Belcastro 4.5 years ago.
Well, that was a good jab from McCullough. Rocked the head back. Still just keeping at his work, trying to find a chink in the armor of Hamed.
McCullough has shown great durability so far, but for his next trip, he has to start winning some rounds.
Hamed not doing much in this round as yet. McCullough landing with a few jabs.
Hamed has got so many natural gifts in terms of speed and power, and so slippery as well. His weaknesses are sometimes that he is off balance, and he sometimes lunges in and leaves himself open to a counter.
And that's where McCullough could maximise his lack of power if he catches Hamed when Hamed leaps in.
Doubling up on the left hand. Hamed.
It's a better round from McCullough. He's still going at it, still just trying to land that jab, and it's worked all right in this round. Not very much coming from Hamed.
Working Hamed's legs a little more too. He's trying to close the range, and he's never really been able to get there for some body shot. Uppercut seemed to land. Two people in America, Glenn, say that Hamed is nothing more than a showbiz fighter, but he's much more than that. He showed that against Kelly, didn't he, when he kept getting up off the floor. He showed that he has heart as well. He's a real fighting man underneath all that gloss.
Well, he's a terrific fighter, but he hasn't quite won over the American public yet. And for me, that was McCullough's round. He was busier, but Hamed, he didn't do a lot. He coasted through the round. And McCullough still doing the same thing, but with better results.
That's what we saying it is, okay? I gotta keep my hands up. I gotta start cutting them off. I gotta start hitting them with them, walking them into the punches now. You responded to him, man. I gotta keep that jab out there. I gotta start hitting him with those shots.
While you're watching that, Prince Naseem Hamed is standing in the other corner.
Don't get careless and drop your hands with him, okay? Okay? Just what we said is, man. Put some Vaseline on his face.
We just wondered, didn't we, earlier in the week when they had all those visa problems, Hamed, and was so late arriving 4 days to go. We wondered about jet lag, although people keep telling me you don't get jet lag if you go Concord. Since I've never been Concord, I've never known about that.
I don't think we're ever likely to either, so we'll never find that out.
Could it be a factor, though? Never know, do you?
I think it could be a factor. It definitely is. Your body clock has got to alter, and how it's what you're going to feel like if that does happen.
6th round. talking to McCullough in the corner about cutting Naseem Hamed off on the corners as he tries to circle. There's the scorecard.
And he's just giving McCullough the last round. He did more just as Hamed dropped off the pace, but Hamed still widely ahead on my card.
Hamed says that he's in the best shape he's ever been in for a fight. He's been training at 7 o'clock in the morning, and for those who know the camp, that is almost unheard of. Still doesn't go on training runs though, like most fighters.
Well, I think we know about his physical shape. He looked very good in the gym. What about his mental shape? You know, how well, with all the troubles, with all the problems, how well is he suited to this? How good is his concentration?
Mental edge is a lot of it. Having said that, he's a long way ahead at the moment. He's landing most of the punches that mattered, but McCullough is still there and still retains ambition, you feel. Still determined, thinking that maybe the later rounds may be his territory. Remember what he said, Hamed hasn't got the stamina.
Good left hand from Hamed there, just picking single shots, not really putting combinations together yet.
And finding this job of winning over America a rather difficult one. A lowish left hand, that one from Hamed. Been involved in a series of confrontations with media people here this week. Hasn't done himself too many favours, it has to be said. It's not just my view either.
Still just picking at long range, using lots of movement, Hamed.
Hamed's work rate maybe has just dropped off over the last couple of rounds. McCullough stalking and just making a little sign there to Hamed, said, come on then, let's get closer. Let's do a bit of toe-to-toe, McCullough was saying to him there. Now there's a little bit of verbose as the round ended there.
Yeah, let him off the stool. No, it's all right. No, I don't want it. I don't want it. DB, come here. DB, it's all right.
Now Hamed's saying he doesn't want the stool. That's Dominic on the far side, who's done all the physical preparation of the fight with brother John for this fight.
Deep breathe, deep breathe. Let me just do your face. Deep breathe, right up, get a drink. Get a drink.
His face is swelling up.
What do you think's going through his mind there, Glenn?
I'm not. It's always a very difficult one to read. Thanks for a tricky question.
Mind reading.
I'm not sure. He's still pretty confident. He's still cool. He's not really having it probably the way he'd like it, but then he hasn't really opened up yet.
Seventh round. Well, McCullough, I think, might be encouraged by the fact that he's still there. He's taken what big punches Hamed has thrown without going down, but he isn't winning enough rounds if this is to go the distance. Just switched off a little, hasn't he, over the last couple of rounds for him, anyway.
Yes, he's went much more defensive, much more showmanship and movement. Just picking punches from long range, but you know, he's still got that good three-point lead on my card, you see. And even though McCullough's doing better in the last two rounds, I give him the fifth and a level in the sixth. He's still not doing enough to really win rounds big.
Well, Hamed then was smiling at somebody at ringside, looking away from McCullough, and then threw a punch while looking at seemingly someone about 3 rows back. And now he's got bored with all this and he's going into the disco dance routine. And I think this is an attempt to just break McCullough's concentration. Good body shot though from McCullough. This is all part of the psychological warfare. He's not the first fighter to have used it. Of course, Ali did it all the time, Sugar Ray Leonard.
But I think this is very important in Hamed's performance. He's got to do this. It just upsets the opposition a bit, just gets their mind off what they're doing. Well, McCullough has to keep to his game plan, can't be psyched out.
I think he's just trying to break McCullough's concentration and then hit him with one of those rocket launches, as he calls them. Just looking a little marked up and reddened around the face, McCullough, but he's looked like that from quite early on. McCullough just can't get to him though, can he?
He can't, but Hamed not doing a lot at all in this round. The crowd don't like it. He's on the move and then a big left hook.
It's not a style they enjoy over here, this. And they've seen it with the likes of Hector Camacho and Jorge Paez in their time, but
Hamed allowed McCullough to hit his body. McCullough obliged, and some good shots at the end from McCullough.
looking out at the crowd.
Big deep breaths. Up to the top now. You've got the top side of him.
You got the top side of him.
2 more rounds, that's it. Deep
Don't
breaths.
get careless with him.
Let me hand. Deep, you know.
But like everybody else, McCullough is finding Naseem Hamed a real box of tricks. Look at this.
It's amazing that, you know, the confidence that he has. He's in with a world-class fighter here. He can still take his eyes off his opponent. Ali shuffles. You know, we're seeing the whole works, but what we're not seeing is good quality work from Hamed. And there was a good finish to the round from McCullough. Hamed let it open from to take shots, and he obliged.
Round 8 coming up. This was the round in which Hamed actually won this world featherweight title. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it, against Steve Robinson on that pouring, rainy night in Cardiff. Also beat Tom Johnson, one of his big wins, in the 8th. Furthest he's ever been taken in a world title fight is 11 rounds by Manuel Medina. Usually the preening and the posturing is followed by the punching.
As he does that, he just tries to get his opponent to relax, and then he really springs into action.
Again, the glances outside the ring. I don't think it's anybody in particular. It's just part of the act.
But it's still, I don't think it's a good performance from Hamed. Too much show and not enough go. He's on the move all the time, and I don't think he's winning over fans with this type of boxing.
This has looked to be coasting, really. Maybe ever since the prediction of round 3 didn't come true. Having said that, you've got to make the point, I think, Glenn, that McCullough has never seriously looked in the fight.
No, he hasn't. He's just sort of clawing away, just trying to get in there. I've given him some success in the last couple of rounds, but he needs to do a lot more.
Hamed, as ever, is trying to give that impression that he's toying with his opponent. A lot of the time he is, but I think that's doing a disservice to McCullough, who's trying to just close the range here.
Let him out, clean, let him out. Let's go.
He's just hoping that Hamed's legs will suddenly go late on. McCullough getting a little closer. But just finding that trying to hit this man is like trying to catch an eel.
They are quite difficult rounds to score because there's not a lot of good work from either man. McCullough chasing, Hamed just coasting.
We gotta go now, okay? We gotta win every round here, baby. We gotta go now. We gotta get him in the fight.
They're telling him it right. He's got to win every round here. That's what Kenny Croom's message is, and I think he's not wrong.
It's the 9th round. Come on. Hold the middle of the ring this time. Hold the middle of the ring and stiff jab off it and hit him with time counters and delayed counters, stop counter, but step outside and then hit him with a bomb with your right hand.
If you just concentrate.
Well, Hamed said in that interview that he did with Sky last week that when Brendan Ingle did the talking in the corner, he might be listening, he might not be listening. So I don't know if he was listening then. Let's see if he does hold the centre of the ring as Brendan has instructed.
That's how my scorecard is reading 78-75 for Hamed. But McCullough still trying to come forward, trying to land with punches, but just too many out of range.
Ooh, that's a big left hand, and that's the right hand is well picked too by Hamed. He needs a bit more of that though to really impress here. There's been a fair bit of posturing and play acting. That's better from McCullough. Right hand that sent the sweat spraying. A few people have fired the accusation that Hamed doesn't have a decent chin. I'm not certain about that myself. Been on the floor 3 times in that Kelly fight, once against Alicia, but I don't think I've ever really seen him properly shaken up as such.
No, I would agree with you there. His defense is poor and he takes chances so he gets caught. But a decent chin, I think he still has.
More success from McCullough here. Been a bold effort this by the man from the Shankill Road in Belfast. Tremendous bravery from him. He's had to take a fair few punches as he comes forward. He is easy to catch, no denying that. And McCullough here having to take rather too many. But again, he eats them all up and still wants to come forward at Hamed. This is better now. He's giving it a real go, isn't he?
He really is. A lot of courage, a lot of determination from McCullough. But just then Hamed, a big smile to the crowd.
Breathing a little more heavily than McCullough. Looking to maybe catch Hamed off balance. He was off balance and very open if he could have found the shot. I think McCullough almost trod on his boots.
Well, they're stamping the feet all around there. They're willing McCullough on. They're willing him to close the distance down.
But he has to be quicker to get there than this. That's better from McCullough. Left to body, left to head. That was a reminder to Hamed that McCullough is still around in there. That's wiped the smile off his face for a moment. Well, there are 3 rounds to go still. Is McCullough capable of making them 3 long rounds for Hamed?
Well, I've got him still putting up a good fight over the last few rounds. He's doing well. He's doggedly trying to get there, and he is scoring with points as Hamed does nothing.
He's counting everything. Come on.
Don't blow your nose, son. Don't blow your nose, whatever you do.
That's how I have it, 87, 85 to Hamed.
You had him there and you just stepped off, you'll get him. Knee break, come on, have a drink.
Let's do it now. Come on, this is 10.
This is 10, you've got this. That's busy, a little bit more busy. Hit him with bombs, don't dance, hold him in the ring. Yeah, all right. They're set.
Round 10. McCullough did well in that 9th round. Hamed comes out with a rather more fiercely determined look on his face. Will we see him mean some serious business here? He's definitely scored a few psychological points here, hasn't he, McCullough, in this fight? But the points he really needs are the ones on the scorecards now.
That's true. He's really relying on toughness and determination. He's trying to keep to a game plan, but Hamed has great talent, great reflexes. You know, and he can still land with those hard punches.
He's proved himself here a really tough and durable fighter, McCullough. And even if he loses, I think he might have gained something in his career. His stock may go up even in defeat if he can be the first man to take Prince Naseem Hamed the full 12 rounds in a world title fight. That possibility, of course, definitely exists now.
Catching McCullough more with the left hand as McCullough comes forward in this round.
Beautiful left hand from Hamed, and then 2 jabs, doubling up on the jab from McCullough, and a little nod from Hamed of appreciation. I've never seen him do that, I don't think, for a fighter ever before.
There's not many fighters being able to do it. For him to appreciate that sort of work.
Oh, heads came dangerously close together in that exchange. Oh, big left hand, and that did wobble McCullough. He was caught by that. His legs went for a moment, but he's still upright. He has taken a lot of shots. If Hamed does put him away, he'll be the first man to either floor or stop McCullough.
Big right hand jumping in there, Hamed. He's found McCullough much easier to hit in this round.
Hamed is way clear on the scorecards, no question about that. McCullough needs to stop him or knock him out now. It's as simple as that.
Oh, McCullough gamely still tries as Hamed switches to the body with a long left hand.
McCullough prepared to walk through the pain and the punishment to try to land. But no sign at all, to be fair to Naseem Hamed, of his stamina running dry. He was good in that round.
Yes, that was much better. He found McCullough a lot easier to hit with both hands, especially the left. He was really putting that in an awful lot. And McCullough defenses were not as good. He was having to take much more punishment. And Hamed looked confident and strong.
Nice and clever. That's it.
2 rounds. Hey, no
Deep breathe.
I'm enjoying this.
You know, yeah. But don't let him come in. When you held the middle of the ring there, you didn't know what to do. You give him plenty of water, Don.
Corner seems to be working fine, doesn't it, despite all this speculation?
Yes, everything seems to be well in order there. The work is good.
He says he's enjoying it, Hamed. Do you hear that?
Yes, I think he is enjoying the workout, but it's not all been easy. He's doing the better work. I'm not sure how much he's winning over the fans, but he's winning the fight.
That's the funny thing with the American writers and the American public. I think they're intrigued by Naseem Hamed and all his various antics and showmanship. Whether they think that he is a great fighter or a possible legend in the making is quite another matter.
I think the main thing, whether they like him or not, he's undefeated, and you know, nobody's really coming close. He looks like a great talent.
Well, Wayne McCullough has shown here he's got one of the best chins in this business, never mind in this division, in any division. Hamed just cannot put him away. Oh, good shot, that right hand from Wayne McCullough. Listen to the Irish fans respond to that in this Atlantic City Convention Centre, which has staged so many famous fights.
Hamed's trying to plant his feet, but McCullough firing back here.
But then Hamed spits back defiance every time McCullough thinks he might have staged a breakthrough. Just refusing to be dominated, switching arrogantly, easily from southpaw to orthodox and then back again. Great noise ringing around the arena and some chants for Hamed as well here now.
Well, he's still pushing forward. McCullough trying to get the shots off. Hamed still so relaxed, good on the counter.
And boxing with a smile playing around his lips again. Hamed now looking over at the corner, always giving the impression that he's doing it with quite a lot in hand.
Yes, he's making it look as if it's easy. I'm not sure it is as easy as he's trying to make it appear. McCullough still pushing forward, trying to get the punches in.
Some blood from McCullough's mouth. And I think a bit of blood around Hamed's as well. Just a cut lip he's got.
No, sit down, listen to me. You knock him out. Listen to me, sit down. Sit down.
But he's refusing to sit down, Naseem Hamed. Brendan Ingles telling him to do so, he won't do it.
Don't get careless. If you hit him with straight shots, you'll knock him.
McCullough has lasted longer now than any other challenger for Hamed's world title.
Well, he's done very well. He's kept at his work. He's been so determined. He's had to take some hard punches, but he's come firing back. As we can see there, it's probably what could have been his best punch of the fight, that big overhand right hand. But Hamed, as always, quick to come back with his punches.
12th round, first time that Hamed has boxed in one of these in a fight this long since 1994, May the 11th, 94, against Vincenzo Belcastro, in which he ridiculed Belcastro in that last round, rather controversially.
Well, he's well ahead now. I've got him 4 points ahead, Hamed, so it's on my card. We're out of McCullough's reach on points. He's got to try and cause a stoppage or a knockout in this round, and he's not really known as a big puncher, so can he do it?
He's got it significantly wider than that. Doesn't much matter. There can be no doubt that Hamed is winning this fight, and McCullough needs to knock him out or stop him in the last round. What a sensation it would be if he was to do that. I have to say there have not been too many signs of that. McCullough may be heading for only his second defeat, the other against the Mexican veteran Daniel Zaragoza. Hamed was looking there for the old rocket launcher again. Last round of this. Hamed showing that his conditioning and stamina are just fine and putting together combinations even this late.
Still looking for the heavy punch. Just trying to line him up with the southpaw jab there, and then look for the big left hand.
McCullough desperately trying one last late rally.
Well, he's certainly won some fans by this performance, McCullough. It's been very determined.
Fantastic effort from Wayne McCullough. He's done everything he's known, but he's never really been able to sustain the pressure. He's had some moments here, some significant moments too. And he's made Hamed work for this. Last few seconds of the fight. McCullough regards it as a success that he's got to the final bell, raises his arms aloft. So does Hamed too. Hamed has surely won it. McCullough goes across and shakes hands with the television people from America. Then he lifts Hamed up. He's the first man ever to go the distance with Naseem Hamed in a world title fight. It was a terrific effort from Wayne McCullough there. And Ireland should be proud of him. And they are too. But Hamed has surely won the fight.
Yes, he's won the fight, but a brave effort from McCullough. Hamed, I just scored a little narrower than you. I thought it was just 3 points ahead for Hamed, but I don't think there should be any doubt that he's won the fight. But at times he laboured, he too much show business and not enough action.
Well, McCullough is claiming at least a moral victory there. His career has been in the doldrums, but this was a night where he performed with, well, gladiatorial skill. A hug from his wife and co-manager Cheryl. The baby won't be far away, and Hamed, who's got his own family over, baby Sammy, his delightful son, and wife Alicia, and now they have to wait for the scorecards. He's almost forgotten what this kind of tension is like, isn't he?
That's right. He has. He must have forgotten. It's been such a long time since it's happened. But I wonder how happy he will be with this performance. He seemed, after the third round, set on course, team, trying to make a point to win McCullough. But listen to the fans. They didn't like it. They weren't pleased.
Hamed getting booed.
William Bally's Park Place, Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Clark Sammartino scores the bout 116 to 112. Nelson Vasquez scores it 117 to 111. And John Stewart has it 118 to 110 for the winner by unanimous decision. Still the undefeated WBO featherweight champion of the world, from Sheffield, England, Prince Naseem Hamed.
He's won it on points, but he's being booed here at the Atlantic City Convention Center. And I think Wayne McCullough is claiming a moral victory here. Is that a bit unkind on Hamed or not?
Well, I think, when he makes predictions like it's going to be the third round, he's almost setting himself up for that, because when you do that, when you as much show business as he's been, he has made a great deal of friends here. So when you're going to do that, you got to set yourself up, and it's a disappointment if he doesn't deliver the goods. And he, in a way, by saying what he said, he's failed to deliver the goods. So I think, yes, it's unfair. It was still a good, an easiest victory for Hamed. But still, he hasn't won over the fans. And really in America, that's what he's still yet to do.
And you have to say, really, that the whole week here has been a bit of a PR disaster. He arrived late. There were a series of belligerent confrontations. The promoters here weren't happy that he wasn't here to sell the fight in time, and then the performance, he had to go the distance and he got booed. So you would not call it a successful mission, not by any stretch of the imagination. With that, I'm going to hand you back to Paul Dempsey and the boys in the studio for a moment while I get in the ring and try to get a word with Naseem Hamed somewhere amid that chaos.
Thanks to Ian Darke, he reigns on as WBO World Featherweight Champion, and the record grows and grows. Barry McGuigan, your initial thoughts?
Yeah, it was a lousy performance from Naz. He wasn't on form tonight, and I thought Wayne boxed very well, very bravely, put up a good performance and kept the pressure on him and done the best he could. He just was underpowered and was unable to hurt Naz, but Naz was certainly not impressive tonight.
Thank you. Jim?
Well, it's not often we have two winners in the one fight, and I think that's what's happened tonight. Naz has won the decision, but Wayne McCullough has won the credibility. I mean, I think everybody expected him to be stopped early, and he put up the fight of his life. I mean, you see, the difference is Wayne McCullough is used to having hard fights, and we forgot just what a tough little number he is, and how much pride that he takes into the ring with him. He couldn't have boxed any better. I always felt he had the style to trouble Naz, but not the power to back it up, and that's exactly the story of the whole fight. His style was giving Naz all sorts of trouble, but he just didn't have the power to inflict the damage.
Incredible his courage, and he never was shaken at any stage during the fight.
We forgot what a real little warrior he is. We didn't give him credit for being the warrior that he is.
He's a tremendous little warrior, and it'll be interesting to hear what he says Naz's power was like afterwards. It'll be interesting to see how he measures it against someone like Victor Rabanales or Daniel Zaragoza.
Gary Jacobs, any quibbling about the scorecards for you?
No, I think Naz was a clear winner. He just didn't shine on the night because McCullough didn't let him. I mean, it's a case of people saying that Naz wasn't up to form. He can say whatever he likes, but McCullough was there. He was the opposition, and he wasn't letting him perform. He was doing his job well, and it negated all of Naz's positive stuff.
Hang on, Gary.
Naseem ran away. He was jabbing, he was stealing, so I did what I could. He wouldn't come to me, so he was jabbing and moving, and he was stealing the fight, running away, and there's nothing I could do but just go after him.
The crowd seemed to deliver their own verdict. They were booing Hamed.
I took all the shots, he never hurt me once, and I'm only a bantamweight.
So the power is overrated of Hamed, do you think?
He is strong, but not strong physically. He's physically strong, but I've been hit harder before.
What do you think this does for your career?
He's physically strong. Well, I put up a good performance, and I'd like a rematch in Ireland or Britain, and maybe in February or March get a rematch. No, I think it deserves. The fight should have took place back home anyway. So let's get it on back home, get 50,000 people there, and the atmosphere will be electrifying.
Not a bad idea. Well done tonight. Hard luck.
Get it on, let's get on. Thank you.
Let's hope he'll be back for more, McCullough. And certainly in defeat, his stock surely has risen tonight. Duke McKenzie, your thoughts on that?
Wayne's obviously excelled himself and surprised just about everybody by going the distance. I think he's pleased with himself that he has gone the distance, and he's obviously got to be very disappointed in his own abilities because he just didn't perform. Nowhere near to what we expected, or what he even believes that what he can perform.
And the point is, he sets himself up for ridicule when he makes boisterous and cocky and conceited suggestions like he's going to blow the guy out in 3 rounds, and he doesn't do it. I mean, I know the guy's very talented and he's performed brilliantly in the past, but if he comes out with statements like that, he's going to blow guys out in 3 minutes, he's going to dismantle them, he's going to put them in hospital, it's going to be their last fight, then he sets himself up for ridicule when he doesn't succeed in fulfilling.
Let's hear how Naseem Hamed views his performance. He's with Ian Darke.
Well, here is Prince Naseem Hamed, still the champion. What were your thoughts on that performance?
I thought I did very, very well, The guy came with a big, big heart, I've got to give it Wayne. And he had a very, very hard head. And at the end of the day, I boxed at my best ability. I boxed his head off, basically. I won nearly every round. He did very, very well, though. He had a hard head, and I was hitting him with some good shots. It was a little bit slippy in there. I don't make no excuses, though. I won in style, I won. So I said I was going to do it in 3, but it went in 12. It was written from God to happen in 12 rounds, and it was a comfortable win for me. What can I say?
You did win it comfortably going away, but but you got booed by the crowd. What's your reaction to that?
This crowd out there that love me, that's why they want me to come back. These people want me to come back all the time. It's quite a few Irish people here wanting him to win. That's probably where the boos came from. There's a lot of Arabs here, and that's where the cheers come from, and the rest of the American people. So I haven't really got a problem. I'm still undefeated, and I'm the champion in the world, and I won very, very comfortably. I had a ball in there, man. I had a good boxing lesson. I did few of my Ali tricks. I've been in the country 4 days. 4 days. I had to acclimatise and get ready for the fight, man.
The crowd, I think, were thinking, you said 3 rounds, you said you destroy him, you said it'd be his last fight. None of that happened.
Well, it didn't happen, but at the end of the day, I won in style. And basically, if he'd have gone in 3 rounds, he'd have gone. But it took more of a beating than it's happened in 3 rounds. He went 12 and he got just a bigger beating, that's all.
And no grudge now between you. I mean, he put his arm around you on the final bell there. That was all a lot of nonsense, was it, before the fight?
He's got plenty of respect, and I've got respect, you know. I've got just as much respect as him.
Glad to hear you here that say that.
At the end of the day, he's a very good fighter, he's strong. I did think he was a lot more limited than what he was, as in his chin, you know.
Let me ask you one other thing. Naz, one other question, and I have to ask you this, and it's not meant personally. Do you regret some of your actions this week confronting the British media because you didn't do yourself too many favours? Do you accept that now?
No, at all. I'm so happy I said what I said. I said what was on my chest. He deserved what he got, and there was no problem.
Okay, well, that's Prince Naseem Hamed. There's a bit of kerfuffle going on outside the ring here. That's why he's gone for the moment. I think he'll come back there. You were saying, Naz, what was going on over there? What's happening?
I think they watch my fight, and it gets people enthusiasm up, and they end up wanting to fight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bring that much excitement.
Well, they've seen enough good action in the ring, I'd have thought, for one night.
Yeah, later, Curly.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers, bye.
Graceful way to bow out tonight, wasn't it? When we come back, some closing thoughts from our team in the studio and further reaction from Atlanta.